Hey, this is Elder Marketing Blondie. I'm a self-taught social media and internet marketer, and I make videos for coaches, experts, and educators who want to grow an audience and make more sales online. So if that's you, you're in the right place. And in today's video, we are going to talk about my top tips for content creation in terms of ideas, right? So how do you just bang out content? Do you ever see those online business owners or whoever it is, experts, educators, coaches, who just seem to constantly have amazing content ideas? And you're like, how do they constantly come up with all these ideas? And you're online, like going on Answer the Public and going to Google and thinking like, and you know, trying to hack other people's ideas. Maybe you've gone over to someone's Instagram or someone's YouTube channel and been like, and you know, made a note of the titles and been like, oh, can I recreate that kind of content? Now, if that works for you, great. If it doesn't really work for you and that's why you're here because you're still struggling, then this video is definitely going to help you. So the next few minutes, I'm going to tell you exactly how you can have a ton of ideas for content without trying to copy other people and trying to like put your own spin on it and stuff. And these content ideas are going to come really, really easily and flow really, really naturally for you once you kind of get into the swing of the system, which is what I'm going to tell you now. So settle in and let's dive straight into it. I don't edit these videos. It's all done in one take. I speak very fast. Sometimes I say a lot, and it's it's clear. The information in these videos is designed to be clear and concise. So what I struggled with when I was trying to come up with content ideas is that I think I was overthinking it and trying to kind of think about it like it was too black and white. So I was thinking, okay, what do my audience want to hear from me today? What do my audience want to see today? Well, number one, I don't have a crystal ball, so I have no idea really without asking people every single day, and that's kind of tedious, right? So I would always think to myself, oh, I've got to go on Answer the Public and type in, you know, online coaches. And obviously the only thing that would come up on Answer the Public is like, what is an online coach? Is online coaching a scam? How to be an online coach? And it's like, that's very, very fluffy. That's the kind of stuff that you can find on Google. And ultimately, that is not what is going to attract my like aligned dream clients, right? The people who are going to really, really want to stick around for my content and buy my offers and do whatever it is that I want them to do. That kind of content is it's not really going to get me there. So I kind of needed a new strategy, and I tried a lot of things that didn't work. And I ended up with this system I call it a system. It's working for me at the moment. And that is I've started a content bank of ideas that just pop into my head on a daily basis, right? So stay with me. So if you're really, really passionate about your business and you're really, really passionate about the thing that you do and that you teach, and maybe you have a framework or a system and you're like, oh my God, like everybody needs to know this because it's going to change people's lives. The chances are that if you're that passionate about it, that you want to go and start a business out of it, the chances are that day in, day out, you get little thoughts about that popping into your head. And you end up having like a running monologue in your head about something that you've just thought about, right? So for example, if you're not really following me, I might get a thought into my head about, you know, how I actually overcame the procrastination in you know, like when I was thinking about starting my business, but I just didn't really get off my bum and do anything. And sometimes I think about like, what would I say to someone else now, knowing what I know? And I'll be in the shower or something, and I'll be cooking, and I'll be thinking like, I'll be like talking to myself in my head, almost as if it's like a little podcast episode in my own head. You have to do something with that. You have to do something with that information, because in the next few minutes, it's gonna be gone, and then you're gonna sit down and try and create content, and you won't know what to write, or video, or or record. So what you need to do in that moment, when you're in that zone, when you're thinking about something, about your business, or about what it is that you teach, about your passion, you need to make a note of that. Either if you're at home, if you're working from home a lot, then do it on your laptop or your computer or whatever it is. If you're out and about, do it on your phone. Make a voice memo of the things that you're saying, or jot it down, or in the notes section of your iPhone. give yourself some notes so that you know, excuse me, so you know exactly what it is that you want to talk about and you don't forget. Better yet, if you can literally drop what you're doing and sit down there and then and record something or write something or open up Canva and just get it down on Canva, open up your phone, film it, open up your voice notes and record a podcast episode. So what I would say from that point is I would do with the first bit I would do, the first type of content that I would do is whatever it is that feels natural to you. Okay? So if you're amazing at just pulling out your phone and just making a video, do that. If you're amazing at just tapping on the voice memo and getting into the swing of things with like a podcast vibe episode, do that. If your thing is writing, write out a long form post and do that. And then, because what you can do with those things is then you can sit down and kind of repurpose them for other pieces of content. So if I was like really thinking about something that I wanted to make into content, the thing that's easiest for me in my life and my personal circumstance at the moment is sitting down in a quiet place, pulling out my phone, opening up my voice memo and recording like a podcast episode. I haven't even released a podcast yet, but it's there and I've talked about it and now because it's out of my head and I've talked about it and it's come out of my head and out of my mouth. Sounds weird. It sounds like some bad hangover that I had once. So now it's come out, I'm thinking I can repurpose it. I can it's easier for me then to then go onto Canva and create an Instagram infographic about what I've just recorded, and I can do that a couple of days later or a week later or whatever. And if I get stuck, then I can go back to what I've just recorded and listen to it. It makes it easier then to then pull out my phone and start making a video on it. So what you want to be doing is making a note for your content bank in the form that is the easiest for you, that comes most naturally to you. It doesn't matter what it is because then later on you can repurpose it for the platform that you really want to repurpose it for. Does that make sense? That kind of needed to blow your mind. And the reason why I want to come on and explain stuff like this is because when you're coming to my video for this kind of information, for these kind of answers, I don't just want to give you generic stuff that doesn't actually work. So I could have recorded this video for how to never run out of ideas for content and said, you need to go to answerthepublic.com and make a note of 50 things, and then you need to go to all of your competitors and look at all of the content that they're doing and see, don't copy it because it's unethical, but just see how you can put your own spin on it to create your own content. It's like, if that works for you, fine. Personally, it didn't really work for me because then I would just be sat there looking at someone else's content and going like, first of all, I'd be overwhelmed because I would be thinking like, I could never create that. I could never. And then I'd be thinking about the way that I needed to change it to make it fit with myself. And I'd be thinking, well, what the hell am I going to say? I don't want to copy it, but I didn't come up with that content. So if I didn't come up with that content, how am I now going to change it to fit myself? For me, it didn't make sense. Whoa. And I just went for months just in and out of this content loop because I could not think of content ideas, and now I have more content than I have days to post. I have a bank of podcast episodes ready to go that could be like 2 or 3 weeks worth, and I haven't even got around to posting them yet, but they're all there and I can repurpose them and I can make videos and I can then make infographics for Instagram, and I can post shit anywhere if I wanted to now. I could do Pinterest, I could do a blog post, I could do TikTok, like whatever. I'm not going to go and do loads of platforms because I don't want to burn out and spend loads of time doing that. But, it's there. So, recap, just when you're thinking about things that make you buzzed and you're like, yes, this is amazing. I've got this, like, oh, I wish I could just spread this message. Then do spread it. but make a note of it so that you can remember to spread it later. Okay, I hope that makes sense. If you made it to the end of this video, amazing. Subscribe and hit the bell notification. I never do this, so I find it kind of weird. I don't know, subscribe. I'm like, subscribe and hit the notification. And stick around because I make lots of videos on digital marketing, internet marketing, content creation, how to make money online, whatever, you know, anyone who is a coach, expert, educator in the online space, you want to stick around here. So I'll see you in the next video.